Namaskar and welcome to Sports Buzz with me Deepika, your daily window to international and national sports updates. In the next half an hour, we will take you across news and updates from T20 Cricket World Cup, FIFA, sailing and a lot more. But first up, let's take a look at the headlines. Australia defeat Pakistan to enter T20 Cricket World Cup Finals, all set to face Team New Zealand in final clash at Dubai International Stadium on Sunday. India's squad for Test against New Zealand announced, Virat Kohli to join and lead the squad for the second Test. Brazil beat Colombia in Sao Paulo to qualify for Qatar World Cup 2022, becomes fourth South American team to qualify for the Football World Cup. On the other hand, Germany stands at the top with Group G and 24 points. And in WTA Finals, Carolina Pliskova edges past Karpine Muguruza in WTA Finals round-robin opener, whereas Paula Badosa makes a comeback with registering victory over Ariana Sabalenka. And to start with the latest update on cricket, BCCI in India has announced the Indian squad for the upcoming two-match Test series against New Zealand. Opener Rohit Sharma has been rested for the Test series, while skipper Virat Kohli will join the squad from the second Test onwards. Ajinkya Rahane will lead the squad in the first Test, while Cheteshwar Pujara has been named as the vice-captain. India's Test specialist Hanuman Vihari has been dropped from the squad, while Shreyas Iyer has been named in the 16-man squad. Mohammad Shami, Jasprit Bumrah who've been spearheading India's pace attack have also been rested for the two Tests along with Rishabh Pant, while KS Bharat has been named in the squad. As you can see in the graphics, India and New Zealand will also play two Tests against each other in the upcoming series that kicks off on 17th of November with 3 T20 internationals. Rohit Sharma was recently named India's T20 international skipper, as he will lead the team in the three-match T20 international series. And in a game-changing turn of events, Australia not only defeated Pakistan, the unbeaten team, but changed the game entirely after the fifth over and are now all set to face the Black Caps in the final of the T20 Cricket World Cup in Dubai. Take a look at our next report to understand the heroic performance of Team Australia versus Pakistan in the semi-finals. In the second semi-final of the ICC T20 Cricket World Cup in Dubai, the Australian team defeated the unbeaten team Pakistan at Dubai International Cricket Stadium with a 5 wickets victory. In the beginning of the match, Australian captain Aaron Finch won the toss and elected to bowl first, a decision that every toss-winning team has been taking considering the dew factor on the pitch. However, the informed Pakistan captain Babar Azam and Mohammad Rizwan proved the Australian captain's decision wrong and gave the team a great start. Both shared a 71-run partnership for the first wicket, but Babar was dismissed as the first wicket after scoring 39 off 34 balls. Rizwan continued the run with Fakhar Zaman, who came after that and added 71 runs for the second wicket and completed his half-century. Later on, he too was dismissed for 67 runs off 52 balls. Fakhar Zaman scored a quick run in the last over, with the help of which Pakistan was able to make 176 for 4 wickets and scored an unbeaten 55 off 32 balls. In reply, chasing the target of 177 runs, the start of the Australian team was not so good. On the third ball of the first over, Shaheen Afridi gave the team the first breakthrough by dismissing captain Finch for 0. David Warner and Mitchell Marsh then put on 51 runs in 36 balls for the second wicket. This partnership was broken by Shadab by dismissing Marsh for 28 runs. However, Warner held on to one end, but he missed his half-century by just 1 run, and Shadab got him in the hands of wicketkeeper Mohammad Rizwan, and Smith 5 with Maxwell 7 was soon returned to the pavilion by Shadab. The Australian team looked to be in trouble after losing 5 wickets for 96 runs. However, after this, Matthew Wade and Marcus Stoinis put on an unbeaten partnership of 81 runs and 41 balls for the 6th wicket to win the match in the 19th over. Wade hit 3 consecutive sixes. Wade contributed 41 not out and Stoinis contributed 40 not out, and in the end Wade was adjudged man of the match. After a game-changing victory, Team Australia has finally entered the ICC T20 Cricket World Cup Grand Finale and are all set to face the calm and composed Black Caps on a super final clash on Sunday, 14th of November at Dubai International Cricket Stadium. Sports Desk, DD India. Well, ahead of the T20 Cricket World Cup Finals clash, New Zealand suffers a huge blow as star player and wicketkeeper batter Devon Conway has been ruled out of the final of the World Cup as well as the subsequent tour of India due to a broken hand. Conway sustained the injury in the semi-final match against Team England, and Conway hit his own bat reacting to the decision of being dismissed and was taken for x-rays. The report further confirmed that he had broken his 5th metacarpal in his right hand. This is the 2nd injury blow to New Zealand during the course of the tournament after Lockie Ferguson was ruled out on the day of their Super 12 opener against Team Pakistan due to a calf tear. And moving on to international football now, Brazil beat Colombia by 1-0 in Sao Paulo on Thursday to become the first South American team to qualify for Qatar 2022 Football World Cup. Lucas Paqueta scored Brazil's only goal in the 72nd minute in a 1-0 win over Colombia, putting the Selecao 18 points ahead of 4th place Chile. Brazil lead the 10-team South American qualifying group with 34 points from 12 games, 9 clear of 2nd placed Argentina. The top 4 teams qualify automatically for Qatar 2022 and the 5th place side goes into an inter-regional playoff. And in a good news for Indian sports fans, India's Netra Kumanan has scripted history by winning gold in the laser radial section of the Gran Canaria Sailing Championships held in Spain. The 24-year-old Kumanan finished first in 3 of the 6 races to collect 10 net points in the ILCA 6 event at Gran Canaria last week. She finished 3rd and 4th in rest 2 races. Spanish athletes Benito Lancho came 2nd while Martina Reno emerged 3rd. The competition had in total 20 participants from across 3 countries including 3 Olympians. While Sports Authority of India has also congratulated Kumanan on her victory. And in WTA Finals, on 4th match point, Karolina Pliskova edged past Garbiñe Muguruza in WTA Finals round robin opener. With an 8-6 tiebreaker triumph, the Czech defeated the only other player in the season-ending championships that has previously played in one. Paula Badosa started off slowly but won 10 games in a row to upset top-seeded Aryna Sabalenka by 6-4 and 6-0 on Thursday in their opening match at the WTA Finals. While on the other hand, Sabalenka, the world number 2 ranked player, dominated early in the match to take a 4-2 lead, but Badosa recovered and won 4 games in a row to win the first set and then controlled the second with 3 breaks as well. And Hansi Flick made history as the first Germany coach to win his first 6 games in charge with his COVID-19 affected side thrashing 10-man Liechtenstein in a World Cup qualifier. Flick had to make numerous changes with 5 players out because of defender Niklas Süle's COVID-19 infection. Thomas Muller and Leroy Sané both scored twice for the hosts, who've already qualified for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. Gundogan, Daniel Kaufmann, Marco Reus and Rydell Baku scored 1 goal each. While Germany is at the top of the Group G with 20 to 24 points as of now. And moving on, Argentina's Lionel Messi has recovered from the knee and hamstring worries that kept him out of Paris Saint-Germain's last two games and is in line to start in their World Cup qualifiers against Uruguay. Argentina coach Lionel Scaloni said staff had worked separately with the 34-year-old Messi to prepare him for the mouth-watering double-header against Uruguay in Montevideo and next Tuesday's game at home in Brazil. Messi was ruled out to the PSG roster on 2nd of November after the player reported knee and hamstring issues. Messi's call-up caused some unhappiness with PSG general manager Leonardo, but Scaloni sought to play down any rift. Argentina currently sits second in the CONMEBOL qualifiers for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar, while Uruguay is in the 5th spot. And bringing you some story from Ladakh right now, the first Union Territory Ladakh Taekwondo Championship, which was organized by Ladakh Taekwondo Association under the aegis of Indian Taekwondo. More than 250 players from different parts of Ladakh in all age category and all age groups participated in the tournament. On the occasion, Colonel A.K. Shivkumar congratulated the players and executive body of LTA for successfully conducting the sporting event. He appreciated the players for their commitment towards the sports despite facing harsh climatic conditions in the region. The Taekwondo players participated with same zeal and zest and converted passion into profession and assured them full support from their organization towards the upgradation of their sporting skill. Well, not just Taekwondo, we've got some update for you in Futsal as well. On the lines of cricket's T20 format, Futsal has become popular in India. All India Football Federation has started the Futsal Club Championship in the national capital, which has seen 16 clubs participating. Take a look at our next report.
In order to give major flip to the game of futsal, the All India Football Federation has started the Futsal Club Championship in the national capital. This is India's first ever futsal tournament at a national level and will conclude on 13th of November. 16 clubs from across the country are participating in the championship and have been divided into 4 groups. This has given massive shot in the arm for women football also.
Futsal is one game which is gaining popularity, which wasn't popular some years back. I myself, I didn't know about futsal. I did not know about futsal till a point of time. But yes, definitely it's gaining a lot of popularity. I think the Hero Championship, something for boys is also going on in futsal right now. So yes, I think futsal is a great platform. If you want to go into football, I think you can start with futsal and then go into football. When I started playing, people did criticize a little bit that this is not a sport for girls, this is a sport for boys. So I think football, जैसे जैसे मैंने excel करा, लोगों का जो perception था वो change होता गया. People started knowing कि football maybe you can make your career. It's not all about academics.
खेलना कूदना हमारे लिए बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है. अगर हमारी जो ओवरऑल डेवलपमेंट होती है वो भी खेलने कूदने के कारण ही होती है. हमारी पर्सनालिटी भी खेलने कूदने से बेटर होती है. तो इसीलिए कोई भी स्पोर्ट्स हो बट खेलना इम्पोर्टेंट है.
So we all know like futsal is a very fast game than football. It's not 11-a-side game. It's a 5-a-side game. We're playing at a smaller field and it's also less duration than football because it's like very fast. There's no break in between. So 20 minutes you have to run up and down. So I think to develop the basics, futsal is a very good game. So if we introduce this game at a grassroots level, with young children, I think it will develop their basics very well and they can excel in futsal and football in future as well.
AFF League CEO Shunandu Dhor reflected on the pathway for futsal development in India.
I think futsal can be a game changer because it's the first time that AIFF is organizing it, Futsal Club Championship. The response that we have got from our state associations has been fantastic. 12 state associations doing their own league, the champions teams qualifying out here, so which has been a fantastic initiative. And the level of competition that we see out here, and also the intensity of the matches, the skill level has been fantastic. And this is a fast-paced, action-oriented game. This has all the ingredients to make it very catchy for the young generation. So if this can be properly managed and marketed, this could be a real game changer. The thing is that already FIFA and AFC have club championship and the national championship. Recently FIFA had their Futsal World Cup, Portugal won it. So, and we have also seen a lot of stars of football started their careers in futsal. Ronaldinho, Neymar, Suarez. So this can obviously positively contribute towards the development of the football in this country. So that's something which is fantastic, and all these international tournaments can add to the glamour and also the skill level of futsal.
Futsal, with its reliance on skill shots, ball control and swift pace and a growing popularity in the country, has the potential to change the contours of the game in the country. Taposh Bhattacharya's report, TD India.
Well, India's search for the next coach to replace Ravi Shastri ended with Rahul Dravid getting the coveted cap under his stint as head coach. The 59 years old. Take a look at our next report to have a detailed update.
Outgoing Ravi Shastri hailed the appointment of his replacement, saying that the experienced Rahul Dravid can set a higher bar for this great team. Rahul Dravid's appointment as coach of the senior men's Indian cricket team had an air of inevitability about it. This was a natural progression for the former India captain, who after his retirement in 2012 dabbled in commentary before slipping into the mentor-cum-coach template. He guided the India under-19 squad, the A team, and helmed the National Cricket Academy in his hometown Bengaluru. It was all building up to the Indian squad's coach's seat, which was falling vacant following incumbent Ravi Shastri's contract winding to a close at the culmination of the current ICC T20 World Cup in the United Arab Emirates. However, much like his steady batting that earned him the moniker The Wall, Dravid was in no hurry. He prefers the measured step, and it is a trait that defined him right from his school days to the time he became one among the sport's greatest batters, putting a heavy price on his wicket. A rounded personality, equally at ease on the ground or in the company of books, Dravid was always the team man. He even donned the wicket-keeping gloves in one-day internationals just to lend balance to the playing 11. He comes with the weight of great stature, the warmth of goodwill and the pressure of expectations. This is not an easy position in a country where everyone has an opinion on everything about cricket. Dravid, the player, batted with an in-the-trenches resolve, defining his forays on the pitch. He was a remarkable close infielder too, an attribute that gets lost under his avalanche of runs. He remained an assertive captain, and his act of declaring the Indian innings during the 2004 Multan Test against Pakistan while Sachin Tendulkar neared his double century remains one of the strongest team first records later diktat ever issued in the annals of Indian cricketing history. But back then, as a player or captain, Dravid was in control. But as a coach, his role is about getting the present skipper and the outfit ready for a contest besides finishing strategy. This is about transferring knowledge and hoping that his wards would deliver. It is tough, and in the past, men of pedigree such as Kapil Dev, Craig Chappell and Anil Kumble had a mixed run while evolving as the coach. Dravid, who has featured in 164 tests and 344 ODIs, will take charge for a 2-year period, and his stint will commence with the home series against New Zealand, which is slated to start from November 17th. However, there are things that Dravid needs to take care of in the next few years. Captaincy transition. Dravid's immediate challenge is to oversee the Indian captaincy transition in the different formats, with Virat Kohli relinquishing the leadership role in T20I cricket. ICC trophy. With Shastri at the helm, his only regret would be not to win an ICC trophy in his tenure. Also, it was the first time since the 2012 T20 World Cup when India failed to reach the knockout stage of an ICC tournament. The men in blue have not won a major ICC tournament ever since lifting the 2013 Champions Trophy, and many cricket experts as well as fans feel that the team's drought to clinch a title in ICC events can come to an end during the new head coach Rahul Dravid's tenure. Grooming bowling all-rounders. The lack of bowling all-rounders in Team India was pretty visible in the ongoing T20 World Cup. With Dravid at the helm, one expects him to solve the all-rounders crisis issue by giving chance to players who are interested to bat as well as bowl, developing format-specific players. Dravid takes over at a busy time with India set to host New Zealand for 3 T20Is and 2 tests. In December, India are scheduled to tour South Africa for 3 tests, 3 ODIs and 4 T20Is. Upon their return, India will host West Indies, Sri Lanka and South Africa as part of the 2021-2022 home season, followed by IPL 2022 with 10 teams. With so much back-to-back cricket and constant living in biobubbles, players will require both mental and physical break, and one can imagine the rise of format-specific players in the upcoming years. Having a different set of players for different formats will give clarity to individuals on their specific roles. It will also give team management an opportunity to rotate players and avoid mental fatigue issues. Dravid inherits the right mix, yet there are missing links. Recently, India has not won any significant ICC silverware, while the triumphs in 1983, 2007 and 2011 seem distant. This should offer enough food for thought while the 48-year-old dons the coach's hat. Sports Desk, DD India.
With so many more cricketing events coming up on the plate, Rahul Dravid is back in the squad, and this time as the chief coach. Now moving on to swimming, a trio of French swimmers began their quest to swim across Bolivia's Lake Titicaca. Titicaca Challenge team consists of Paralympic athletes Theo Curin, Olympic athlete Malia Mitela and eco-adventurer Matthew Whitworth. Their aim is to create environmental awareness. The challenge will take between 8 and 10 days, during which the athletes will take turns to swim while towing a raft that weighs 500 kilograms, where they will sleep. On board, they carry food and clothes amongst other supplies. Curin came up with the idea to cross the Titicaca with a clear goal to encourage people to stop polluting the lake. Only second-hand materials were used to build the raft. It was specially designed so that the swimmers could pull it during the 122 kilometers journey. The lake sits at 3,812 meters over the sea level, and it is considered as the world's highest navigable lake. And as we approach towards the last day of COP26 summit that is underway at Glasgow, Scotland, where the economically poor nations are pressuring their wealthy counterparts at the UN Climate Summit to pay up for the mounting damage being caused by global warming, pointing to increasing powerful storms, cyclones, droughts and floods afflicting people worldwide. While on the other hand, extreme weather events have already begun to have a significant impact on sporting events in recent years as well. We all know sports is a multi-billion-dollar industry with its unique global reach and engagement. So with an all-encompassing efforts involving all aspects of society and industry required to address issues of climate change, many see sports as being a key tool for communication across the globe. From wildfires and typhoons to rising temperatures, natural disasters and severe weather are disrupting sporting events around the world. This impacts both competitive and recreational athletes' ability to participate in many sports and affects people of all ages and backgrounds. Representatives of the United Nations, the International Olympic Committee and the Paris 2024 Organizing Committee of the Olympics and Paralympics Games spoke out at COP26 in Glasgow to highlight sports' capacity for action on climate change. How is climate change affecting sports? Extreme weather events have already begun to have significant impacts on sports in recent years. In 2014, matches on all outside courts at the Australian Open were suspended because of heat. The Winter Olympics in Sochi in 2014 was an example of a major winter sports event which needed to use artificial snow to supplement the melted snow at Olympic venues. Matches at the 2019 Rugby World Cup, including England's meeting with France, were cancelled because of Typhoon Hagibis. The marathon at the Tokyo Olympics in 2021 was moved because of concerns about extreme heat, while competitors spoke of the brutal condition in the hottest ever games. And by 2050, it is estimated that almost 1 in 4 English Football League grounds can expect flooding every year. What has sport got to do with COP itself? Sport is a huge multi-billion-dollar business with unique global reach and engagement, with an all-encompassing effort involving all aspects of society and industry required to address issues of climate change. Many see sport as being a key tool for communication across the globe. The UN recognizes this in the form of their Sport for Climate Action Framework, which asks sports bodies to sign up to 5 key principles, undertake systematic efforts to promote greater environmental responsibility, reduce overall climate impact, educate for climate action, promote sustainable and responsible consumption, advocate for climate action through communication. Some of the world's biggest sporting organizations, including soccer's governing body FIFA and the International Olympic Committee IOC, have pledged to reduce their carbon emissions and reach net zero by the year 2040. Sports is seen as particularly vulnerable to a warming of the Earth's climate, with several high-profile examples of rising temperatures impacting events such as the Australian Open tennis and the Winter Olympics. The English Premier League, the world's richest domestic soccer competition, said on Wednesday it has signed up to the Sports for Climate Action Framework pledges. Sports Desk, DD India. So climate change is all pervasive, and together we can make it perfect and make the world again better. So that's all for now in Sports Bus, but we will be back again on Monday. Till then, stay safe and keep watching DD India. Namaskar.